simple. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial.
My memory's
also
so bad.
online at theticketfm.com. On the
internet,
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into a presentation of high school state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Coverage of state baseball is presented by Union Bank and Trust, Sunbelt Rentals, the Nebraska Corn Board, Jimmy John's, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Communications, and Play It Again Sports. From Werner Park, this is state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Now, calling all the action, here are Nick Sainert and Austin Orman.
That is right. Welcome back into Warner Park. It's game 2 of 2 here on a Saturday, a beautiful day for baseball here at the home of the Omaha Storm Chasers. Nick Sainert alongside Austin Orman. Appreciate you guys tuning in wherever you may be on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com as we had a really exciting game 1 earlier today where Scott Catholic survived over the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts by a score of 4-3, scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. We now turn our attention to the game that will decide who Scott plays and who Pius plays between the defending Class B state champions, the Gretna East Griffins, and the Gross Catholic Cougars. Austin Orman, my friend, this one's going to be a good one. Let's see how the stage is handled by the defending state champs.
Gretna East taking the field first as the home team in this matchup. A lot to prove off of last year. Still a very young school. Nick has not been around, but is certainly no stranger to the postseason scene across sports. There's been a pretty darn good culture of winning instilled in that program. I have no doubts about how the Griffins are going to handle it, nor do I doubt anything for the Cougars, who were here on this stage last year, returning a lot of upperclassmen from last year's state tournament team. Should be a fantastic matchup, not just in terms of the record in the 4-5, but 2 teams that aren't going to be afraid of the stage should come out rip raring ready to go.
Yeah, for Gross Catholic, led by head coach Jim Hempel. And so coach will have his guys ready to go as the winner will get Scott Catholic on Monday. The loser will face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. As always, thanks to our partners back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios in Lincoln, and Tristan Gomez and Nick Wyman as well. The Husker softball regional is underway here for today as Nebraska plays Grand Canyon in the winner's bracket game, and we'll keep you updated with that as well throughout the afternoon. The starting pitcher on the bump for the Gretna East Griffins, a familiar face from last year's team and last year's successful run. That's Chase Neneman, who's going to throw from the right side today.
Neneman's been incredible all year long. 49 strikeouts throughout the year, and they've only played 28 games. He can rack up strikeouts with the best, among the best in the state at all of that, with a solid defense behind him, but certainly, again, no stranger to this stage, having taken the mound here last year.
Gross Catholic will send leadoff hitter Robbie Brennan to the plate first. Number 7 for Gross Catholic. Number 4, Robbie Brennan, a senior outfielder, hits .371, has 26 hits in 70 at-bats. He has scored the across the plate 23 times as well this season. Hits from the right side as we are just about ready to get underway. Gretna East will be in their yellow caps with the white jerseys, white pants with East spread across the chest. Gross Catholic has the cross on the back of their jerseys just above the numbers, and the blue jerseys with the white pants and the piping down each side of the leg. Now, we are excited to be here. Class B opening round. Last game of the opening rounds before we take tomorrow off from state baseball and pick things back up here at Warner on Monday. The first pitch of the game over the heart of the plate and in there for a strike, 0-1 here to Robbie Brennan, the starting left fielder for Gross Catholic. We saw the 7th inning of that Lincoln Pius X game, and Scott Catholic with a free passes killed the Thunderbolts. 3 of them in the bottom of the 7th inning. Then ultimately the one hit did eventually score those 2 runs, but if it wasn't for the free passes, Pius would be in the winner's bracket. This 1-1 offering is slapped off to the right side. It'll get out of play and foul, and so it'll be 1 ball, 2 strike to the Gross Catholic Cougars leadoff man, Robbie Brennan. Neneman, number 13 in white for Gretna East, working out of the windup to start. righty-righty matchup on the 1-2 pitch from Neneman. It's a breaking ball inside corner as Robbie Brennan was going to try to lean into that one or turn his shoulder to take it, but instead the breaker worked all the way back front door, and it hit that inside corner for a called strike 3, and that's the first out of the ball game.
We could see that one take a left turn from Neneman's perspective, a right turn from our perspective, about halfway to the box. That was nasty.
One out here in the top of the first inning. Still no score, just the second batter of the game, Mikey Behar. Behar watches a fastball on the inner part of the plate go by. Strike 1. Behar getting the start at shortstop today, Mikey. The 0-1 offering from Neneman goes behind Behar, and that one did not take a left turn from Neneman's perspective. It's 1-1.
Who does he think he is? Adam Ottavino trying to get 3 feet of run on that one? Come on.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here at Warner Park in the top of the first. Neneman's 1-1 pitch. Breaker will be fouled off, chopped left side, 1-2.
Good sign for Neneman early. I know he just threw the one behind the back, but other than that, he's located that breaking ball at the front door side. Now it's going to be fun to see him move it over the middle of the plate, break away later in the game.
Also just the importance of getting back up on the rubber, not trying to waste too much time in between pitches. Get in that rhythm, settle on in, especially on a mound here at Warner Park. The 1-2, fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again. Not a bad job by Mikey Behar right on that fastball there by Neneman, who's been quite active with the breaking stuff in the early going here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the top of the first. The 1-2 offering from Neneman is going to be fisted up the middle, and it's bobbled by the shortstop as he was ranging to his left. It's going to be a 1-out single for Mikey Behar, as that'll put Gross Catholic in the hit column and a runner on base. Or would you say that's an error?
No, I think I'm with you.
It is an error.
I was going to give him a hit too.
It was an error. It is going to be an E6. We've gone back and forth, and so I lied. They are not in the hit column. It's an error on the shortstop. He had to go all the way behind second base to field that one. That was the shortstop, Colton Kuhl, for Gretna East.
And Behar can run well. I don't think that would have been ordinary effort at this level.
Absolutely not. And so it was a tough play for Kuhl over there at short, but nonetheless, that stands in Andrew Johannick, and Johannick takes ball 1 just inside 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the screen, directly behind home plate, and it's 1-1. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. Obviously, the Nebraska softball regional. You have state baseball taking place here at Warner and at Tally Anderson Field, as well as Fricke Field, the home of Papillion La Vista High School. You have Nebraska baseball trying to sweep Minnesota and keep the Gophers out of the Big Ten tournament with a win today. Huskers already locked up the number 2 seed next Friday. They're going to play at 5 p.m. unless there's a delay. They're going to play at 5 p.m. next Friday at Charles Schwab Field. That's going to be a red crowd, if you will.
I have a feeling local workplaces will be lightly populated.
I would imagine so. 2 balls, 1 strike here to the 3-hole hitter, Andrew Johannick. Quick pick over to first, back in plenty of time. You could probably get another step or 2 over there at first base if you're Mikey Behar. You had your chest on top of the first base bag as you dove back in.
Really good reaction time by Behar. He had started to take an extra step, like you're saying, to extend, but Neneman timed his pickoff move really well. But the short steps that Behar was taking gave him plenty of time to get back.
2 balls, 1 strike as we have 1 out in the top of the first inning. From the stretch, it's Neneman for Gretna East. He fires. The runner goes. He got a bad jump. It's an accurate throw picked by the shortstop, Kuhl, and tagged out is Behar on the caught stealing. And so the error on Colton Kuhl does not come back to hurt Gretna East as they catch him stealing for out number 2. It's a 3-1 count, though, on Andrew Johannick in the batter's box.
Small lead. He was getting a little antsy to go as well. Kind of tipped off Gretna East. Called the fastball. Perfect throw.
The 3-1 offering from Neneman. Swung on and missed, 3-2. It was a nice pick by Colton Kuhl, just about a step to the right of the second base bag. The catcher for Gretna East, Carson Herman, Probably could have taken a little bit more time, but was still able to throw it accurately as the 3-2 pitch is just outside. The entire left side of that Gretna East defense started to migrate towards that third base dugout, but the umpire did not give him the strike call, and so it's going to be a 2-out walk for Andrew Johanic, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, starting third baseman for the Gross Catholic Cougars, Logan Legner. Legner hits from the right side against the righty arm of Chase Neneman. Here's the pitch. Breaker works itself back down Broadway 0-2. Or rather, 0-1 with 2 outs.
It was a nice pitch. I don't know if I want to give him credit for 2 strikes.
2 strikes,
yeah. Pitch.
Might
it
as
was
well.
Nice.
They should create that rule. This one now fouled off. I just predicted the future as now it's 0-2.
I believe you did that yesterday as well. 2 days in a row. You're
potentially.
On a streak.
We're not going to be on the air tomorrow here, so there's no future to predict tomorrow. Maybe
I predict that we will not call state baseball tomorrow.
That's a great call. The 0-2 offering, Neneman forces him to foul it off to the right side. We'll do it again. I know they're listening, so I need to make sure I mention this before I forget and I hear about it later. Major shout out to a couple of my former coaches that I got to see after the last game. Alex Heidemann, Fletcher Zorns, as this one's poked to the right side, fielded cleanly by the second baseman. Alex Hain, who was the interim head coach for Pius, obviously is a former coach of mine as well. A couple of former Pius baseball players made the trip out here as well, Molinaro and stuff. So good to see those guys, and shout out. I know they're listening to us on their drive back to Lincoln. But that'll do it for the top of the first inning. Your score after a half inning of play, 0-0 still. We get to see Gretna East go to work on offense as we bring things back in 60 seconds.
Spring Sports are here, and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Major thanks in part to our friends at the Nebraska Corn Board. Choose E15 at the pump and save money. Plus, it's engine smart and earth kind. Visit choosE15.com to learn more. We were talking about, as it's a big week, obviously, in the state of Nebraska. You're going to have the Big Ten tournament in town next weekend, which means, Austin, a good friend of ours, Connor Onion, is going to be in town. Connor on the call for the Big Ten Network last night for the Nebraska baseball game, was texting back and forth with him a little bit after. Nebraska baseball continues to just never be out of the fight. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. The next couple of weeks with Nebraska softball and baseball are going to be a lot of fun. But back here at the state baseball tournament, it's our first look at the Gretna East offense. They will face the ace for Gross Catholic on the mound, number 11, Kaio Rempe. And it's a very experienced, experienced in terms of being on this staged lineup for the Gretna East Griffins.
Champions last year, that goes a long way. It's one thing to be in the state tournament, but to be able to carry yourself coming back to this field where you won it all last year, there's just something so special about that.
Stepping in first, it's Kaysen Brown. So Kaysen is the starting third baseman for the Griffins. Hits from the right side. Wind is, you can hear it in our crowd mic, wind's picked up just slightly here at Warner. As the first pitch of the at-bat from Rempe is low and in the dirt, ball one.
Still blowing the same direction, generally in more toward the third baseline.
Kaysen Brown, a senior infielder, hits .392 this season, 38 hits this year. The 1-0 offering is low and in the dirt, ball two. We saw the free passes once again, getting on top of hitters, especially in the opening round of the state tournament. Gosh dang, just so important as the 2-0 pitch is up and away, 3-0, and Kyle Rempe is in danger of losing the Gretna East leadoff hitter on 4 consecutive pitches. 3 balls, no strikes, out of the stretch. Kyle Rempe lifts the left leg and fires, and finally throws one across Broadway. It's going to be 3-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning between Gross Catholic and Gretna East. Gretna East getting their first crack at it on offense here in the bottom half of the first. The 3-1 pitch from Rempe. Swung on, hit well down the left field line, and the left fielder races over, full extension catch. Did he hold on? He did. A great grab in left field by Robbie Brennan, and he's able to retire the Gretna East leadoff hitter, Kaysen Brown, on a full extension as where the grass meets the dirt in fair territory, about 5 feet off the foul line down the third base line. It is a line out to the left fielder for out number 1.
What a great catch. Good approach, though, working back from 3-0 for Rempe, trusting your defense to make a play. If you're Brown, nothing much more you can do about that. You waited for a 3-1 fastball. You turned on it. Just tip your cap.
Here's the first pitch of the at-bat to the 2-hole hitter, the catcher, Carson Herman. It's a breaking ball that slid to the opposite side batter's box, and it's going to be 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The 1-0 pitch on the way, just low and outside, 2-0. It's not where Rempe wants to live, is behind in the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The pitch from Rempe, low and in the dirt, 3-0.
I get some major Tim Lincecum vibes here from Rempe. Smaller in stature, high leg kick, high effort delivery. But he's a stud.
Fades off to his left side, to the first base side of the mound quite a bit. And on 3-0, he's able to find one, and it's 3-1. Are we having deja vu? Because this is the exact same thing that happened with the first hitter. Let's see if we get a full extension catch in left field here. This one, chopped left side, 2-hopping, ground ball, fielded cleanly by the third baseman. High throw, but the first baseman is just tall enough, as that was a nice play by Logan Legner as he threw it across the diamond to Maddox Villamonte for out number 2. 5-3 on the ground out, which makes it, with 2 outs, the designated hitter, number 16, Kobe Modrell. Modrell on the season, hitting .313 at the plate. Kaysen Brown provides some pop out of that leadoff spot for Gretna East. We saw it on that bat, on that swing, as this first pitch of the at-bat skied high. It's going to reach the seats. Watch out as we have a fan in the student section have the baseball slip out of his hands. A little girl thinks she gets to keep it as a souvenir. She's going to be disappointed when she has to be told that take it to the dugout. Just run the opposite way. Nobody will know.
She's being dutiful. She's
just run the opposite way. Throw it across the student section. Let's see it. Oh, she's got it. Yep, excuse me. Yep, we're good. Everybody's got to put their feet down off the wall. Let her get through. As the 0-1 offering as a breaking ball goes outside. 1-1 to Kobe Modrell.
Feet down is apparently easier to make happen than shirts on.
Yeah, I know. The 1-1 pitch slider finds too much of the plate, and it's going to be a 2-out single up the middle for Kobe Modrell. It wasn't a bad pitch necessarily by Kyle Rempe. It looked a little floaty over the heart of the plate and caught too much of middle. And Kyle Rempe surrenders a 2-out single. But here's the deal. Colton Kuhl comes up to the plate, and you're 1 pitch away still if you're Gross Catholic. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat to Kuhl. This one's lined out to left field. It'll also drop in there for a hit. And so back-to-back singles for Gretna East. Has some 2-out recipe cooking as runners are going to be on first and second with 2 outs. And the left-handed hitter, Jensen Albers, comes to bat. Getting the start in center field today is Albers.
Only listed with 2 at-bats on the year.
I have a tough time believing that's the truth. To hit 5th in your lineup
during the state tournament.
Quick pick on the turn, back to second. It hits the runner, and how about that? They're going to go ahead and take another 90 feet on the arid pickoff attempt. And so now, by just standing there and getting back to the bag in time. Kobe Modrell and Colton Kuhl are able to move up 90 feet after the pickoff at second, hit the back of Kobe Modrell, and so that's going to go an error on the pitcher.
It's good awareness by Modrell to be able to get right back up and get running. You knew it hit him right in the small of the back, but to locate that ball with his head down, looking to the outfield, very aggressive read.
2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The first pitch of the at-bat is up and away to Jensen Albers, ball 1. One thing to note, with 2 outs here, you see Gretna East runners at second getting a deep lead towards that outfield grass, so it makes easier angles for turning around third base if they want to score on a base knock. 2 balls, no strikes after the 1-0 offering is just a tad high. 2 balls, no strikes here coming up to Jensen Albers, left-handed hitter against the righty pitcher, Kyo Rempe, here in the bottom of the first. The 2-0 offering, swung on and missed. Looked like he took a little bit off that. And it's 2-1.
To be able to go with a changeup in that situation, land it for a strike, maybe just took a little bit off the fastball, but the result's the same. To be able to locate it and get a guy out in front as far as Albers was, that's a huge pitch that could change the tide of the inning.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner. It worked back enough on the backdoor attempt. Nice pitch there by Kyo Rempe to make it 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Now you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam. Runners on second and third. No score here in the early going. Rempe comes set from the stretch. Lifts the leg and fires. Fastball, strike 3, swinging as Jensen Albers went fishing on a fastball up and away for out number 3. That will do it for the first inning of play. No score between Gretna East and Gross Catholic. Due up for the Cougars of Gross Catholic when we come back. Villamonte, Stanek, and Rempe, 5, 6, and 7 in the Cougars lineup on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sandert, Austin Norman with you here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Live from Warner Park as it's our final game of the day. We will have 4 games coming your way on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then 3 games on Friday. We'll bring Tristan Gomez into the broadcast as well, as he will have the call for multiple games next week. And on the first pitch of the at-bat to Maddox Villamonte, it's a strike 0-1. 0-2 pitch, or rather, 0-1 pitch is up and away for a ball 1-1 from Chase Neneman, who's back out there for his second inning of work. Neneman's done well getting into that rhythm as this 1-1 pitch is going to be grounded to the right side. Fairly routine for the second baseman and fielded in time for out number 1. That's the second consecutive Gross Catholic Cougar that's grounded out to the second baseman, dating back to the end of the first inning. And that brings up the designated hitter, number 7, Braden Stanek. Stanek, a left-handed hitter himself, with 1 out here in the top of the second. Both sides have committed an error so far. Neneman throws a ball up and away, 1-0.
When Neneman's missed with the fastball, it's been up and out.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one clips the outside port, and it's going to be 1-1.
Pretty lively fastball, too. Nice little pop of the mid every time he's been landing it.
The 1-1. Breaking ball just outside and a little tad low. 2-1. We saw an 8 seed beat the 1 seed yesterday. We saw the 1 seed have to walk off against the 8 seed this morning. Yesterday, the 4 seed beat the 5 seed, and here in Class B, Gross Catholic is the 5 and Gretna East is the 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes after Neneman was able to even it up, and he gets the swinging strikeout as they drop third strike, so they'll have to complete the play at first, but Stanek goes down on strikes.
What you forgot to mention was that yesterday's 4-5 game took 9 innings to decide.
That's right. Let's hope that does not happen today.
Well, it's a beautiful day for baseball.
It is. Let's hope it does not happen today.
Save some arms.
Yeah. Here's the pitch to Kyle Rempe, the pitcher, as that is a slider that works itself back to the zone, 0-1. But now, of course, that I'm saying that, we're going to have a 10-inning game today. The 0-1 slider stayed upstairs, 1-1.
I'll be curious to see, Nick. Neneman's not been afraid to go with that breaking ball to begin at bats. For a righty, it's okay to take it, but I wonder if he hangs one, tries to get it over for a strike. If there's a lefty that can identify it, pick it up early, and not be afraid to jump on it early in an at bat.
1-2 after a fastball is cut on and missed, and that makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Righty-righty matchup as Neneman working from the windup goes up and in, 2-2. Hear the lemonade shouts from the concourse and down in the 100 level. 2 balls, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and it is a ball upstairs, 3-2. I would imagine they sell the vodka lemonades at the Storm Chasers games. I would imagine these are the ones of the no vodka variety. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and missed. A slider in the dirt, and that will do it for the Gross Catholic Cougars half of the second inning. 2 strikeouts for Chase Neneman. He's up to 3 on the afternoon, and we turn to the bottom of the second inning where it's hitters 6, 7, and 8 due up for Gretna East in the home half of inning number 2. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds here on The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
He is Austin Orman. I am Nick Sainert. Tristan Gomez back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios down in 1040 O Street, downtown Lincoln. Here at Warner Park, we are for the 2026 Class B State Baseball Tournament. Opening round here today is our last game of the day. And Gross Catholic will be in the field here in the bottom of the second inning as Gretna East comes to the plate. Due up in the bottom of the second, Carter Woodson, Colton Nicholson, and Colton Silman. The 3 due up for the Griffins here in the home half of inning number 2. Carter Woodson, the starting left fielder, steps into that right-handed batter's box against the righty arm of Kyle Rempe, who had to work around some traffic on the base paths in the first inning. First pitch of the at-bat is in the dirt, ball 1. Similar story as we saw both of the first 2 batters for Gretna East in the top of the, or rather bottom of the first inning, work into rather advantageous accounts, 3-0 and 3-1, as the 1-0 offering is skied high into foul territory on the first base side, and Gross is there to make the catch. F3 on the putout in foul territory for out number 1. to bring up the first baseman for Gretna East, Colton Nicholson. Nicholson on the campaign, hitting .289, 24 hits in 83 attempts. He swings from the right side, as it took 2 pitches for Kyle Rempe to record the first out here in the bottom of the second. Righty. First pitch, just outside. 1-0.
Like the idea of starting off with the breaking ball, though, hasn't done that much so far today.
Rempe, not the tallest of fellas, but does have some pop. Not as much as Neneman on the other side for Gretna East, but
it does kind of explode out of his hand more than you might think, in part due to that delivery as well.
As the 1-1 inside corner, caught. Strike 2. Which I'll also add, we saw yesterday and today earlier in the game, in the Pius game, velocity is king maybe at the college and professional level. There is still something to be said about being able to locate and have control of 2, maybe even 3 pitches consistently here at the high school level. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Kyle Rempe is able to get a strikeout swinging, and Colton Nicholson trots back to the dugout for out number 2 to bring up the starting second baseman, number 22, Colton Silman. Silman, a lefty. .375 hitter this year in just 32 at-bats. First pitch of it, outside, ball 1. The contrast in speeds, and I'm not saying pitching velocity, as this one's a short, shallow fly ball. It's going to drop in very shallow center field for a 2-out single. But I was going to say the contrast in rhythm, I should say, for Kyle Rempe and then Neneman for Gretna East, it's different because Rempe's taking a lot more time in between each pitch, waiting to toe the rubber. Neneman's getting right back up there after every single pitch.
Well, I think that's sensible. You think about how much effort Rempe puts into every pitch. Not like he's overthrowing, but he just puts so much into each pitch where it looks a little easier, a little more fluid maybe from Neneman sometimes. He's, between pitches, he's maybe a little bit less time.
Ball 1 to the 9-hole hitter, Mason Hayduck. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 still your score between Gretna East and Gross Catholic. Here's the 1-0 in the dirt. Good stop behind the dish, 2-0.
Big stop, especially with 2 outs, where anything on contact with a runner on second base, if it touches outfield grass, you like to think that's a run, especially in high school.
2 balls, no strikes. Kyle Rempe working from the stretch, obviously, as runner is at first. Quick pick over to first, back in plenty of time. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the net. Would have been just a tad below our window if there was no net there. You ever thought about that? Happily, there's a net covering behind home plate. But, can you imagine just watching the game that close with no net? Head on a swivel.
Oh, at all times.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Kyle Rempe. Swung on and missed on an elevated heater. 2-2.
I almost got smoked by one down in Phoenix.
Is that right?
I did. So it would have hit
make a play,
like right here. Well, I was looking down trying to get something typed up to send.
Gotcha.
I hear the ping in the bat. I look up and it's tailing back my direction. And I'm not proud to say I was not ready for it.
I was so high up in that Globe Life field in Arlington that there was, if somebody was going to pop one straight up to me, it would have been impressive. I would have said you could hit me.
Well, the major league press boxes, too, are just a little bit higher than even we are. So by the time it gets there, it's usually not traveling quite as fast.
No. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. A lot of 2s here in this moment in time. Mason Haydock, the Gretna East Griffins hitter, swings, fights off a breaking ball that was a little high and inside. It's a pop-up to the shortstop and fielded cleanly for out number 3. So nothing comes of the 2-out single by Colton Silman, and Gross Catholic puts up another 0 defensively. We go to the 3rd inning, still knotted up at 0 between Gretna East and the Gross Catholic Cougars here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
For Gross Catholic here in the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1. We get to see our first look at Cale Biggsberger as Gross Catholic tries to find their first hit of today's game. And the one that'll tell you all about it, it's Austin Norman.
Thanks, Nick. We were a little rash in awarding a hit early on. Good thing we held off and didn't put it in the scorebook officially until we saw on the scoreboard, or Mikey Behar would have that first hit. But here is Cale Biggsberger, this year a 220 hitter, 11 out of 50. Neneman winds and deals, fastball at the eye level, 1-0. Neneman a 19-pitch first inning, a 14-pitch second inning. Allowed a base runner in the first, but retired the Cougars 1-2-3 in the second. Neneman brings it home. Biggsberger swings, pops it up left side. Shortstop and left fielder converging. Now the left fielder calls. Muff settles underneath it for the one-handed grab in the first out of the 3rd frame. Nick, this Gretna East team, I was really struck by looking over their season in review, if you will. 9 losses on the year. 2 of them to Class A schools, Lincoln East and Creighton Prep. The rest of their losses, except one, by 1 run.
Wow.
To Bennington, or 1 or 2 runs. Bennington, Millard North, Bell West, Bennington again, Blair, and Elkhorn North. Certainly a battle-tested Griffins program as Neneman brings a fastball on the upper outer part of the zone for a strike. 0-1 to Brandon Hempel. Hempel, a 270 hitter this season. Today, he's playing second base. He offers it a bunt. He's now down in the count 0-2. Try to push that one maybe down the first baseline, Nick, and find a cheap boy on base for the top of the order, but couldn't get it down. Now he's down in the count 0-2. Neneman quickly back to work from the middle of the rubber. Brings home a fastball above Hempel's head, 1-2. On the flip side, Omaha Gross started the year off on quite a winning streak. They had a 3-game losing streak toward the end of their season against Standing Bear, Elkhorn North, and Elkhorn as Hempel pops it just behind the second base bag over to secure the catch is the shortstop, Colton Kuhl, for the second out of the inning. Gross lost to Pius in districts after beating Elkhorn, got run ruled by Scott. So a team that started the year off pretty hot, trying to find itself here again. No score, top of the 3rd. Omaha Gross's lineup has turned over. Here's Robbie Brennan. He went down looking on strikes to begin the game. Takes a slider that stayed up, 1-0. Robbie Brennan wearing number 4, 371 hitter. This one's rolled over, poked out to the second baseman, 4-3 on the ground out. Quickly down go the Cougars. So the home half of the 3rd we go. Gretna East looking to crease the scoreboard first on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn. which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whereas number 11, blue caps, blue jerseys, and white pants for Omaha Gross. Gretna East in black batting helmets and all white from head to toe. It is the top of the order for the Griffins. Kason Brown, Carson Herman, and Kobe Modrell. Brown had probably the best swing of the day to this point. Hit a strong line drive on a 3-1 fastball to left field. He was robbed of extra bases by Robbie Brennan. Bit of a conversation likely regarding the pitch comm down there for Omaha Gross. Cooper Capice doing the catching. He is not batting today. He is being hit for in that Cougars lineup by Braden Stanek. So if we don't say Capice's name much, it's because he's not swinging the stick today. Ready to go here. Home half of the third. Rempe set at his belt. He awaits the sign from Capice. First pitch of the inning, it's a breaking ball. Taken just high by Brown, 1-0.
Looked good.
I agree. Hanging breaker did not sweep down quite low enough. Rempe brings a fastball, that one up and out, 2-0. Brown had that good approach in the first inning when he got up 3-0 in the count. He's ahead 2-0, looking for his pitch in his spot right now. Fastball paints the outer edge. Good spot by Rempe, 2-1.
Capice behind the dish needs to be careful. He's trying to make every single pitch a strike and trying to yank it back into the zone. Sometimes you just let a ball be a ball, and it'll actually help out your pitcher because the umpire's not going to get annoyed with you to try to bring every single pitch back into the zone to get a called strike.
Rempe missed with that fastball. He's down in the count 3-1. Brown awaits the pitch, low and out. 5-pitch walk for Kason Brown. He's aboard to begin the third. That brings up Carson Herman doing the catching today. He grounded out to third for the second out of the first inning. On the year, Herman, again, incomplete stats from what we're seeing. We're guessing he is more than 1 for 6 this season.
Yeah.
Big, tall righty about to step in the box after he takes a breath to compose himself. He points the bat out at Rempe. Pitching out of the stretch again. Been traffic on the bases all 3 innings for Rempe to deal with. He picks back over to first. Good move, but back in time is Brown. Maybe one of the benefits, Nick, of his diminutive stature out there on the mound, his pickoff move looks pretty quick. Fewer moving parts. Pretty aggressive lead by Brown. Walks it back a little bit as Herman pops this one up. He'll stay on the infield. Rempe wanted it for a second and said he's called off by his third baseman. That's Legner over to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Thought we were on a roll for the P1s, but this ends up as a P5. For the first out of the frame, here's Kobe Modrell. He was a 2-out base runner, reached third base after a single. Colton Kuhl singled behind him. And then on a failed pickoff attempt to second base, Modrell and Kuhl both moved up to scoring position. Another righty-righty matchup. A lot of righties in this Griffins lineup. Good move by Rempe over there first base. Villamonte tried to swipe the tag. Lost the ball, trickled up the right field line, but not far enough for Brown to advance. Seeing a lot of attention paid to runners here, Nick. I know that in high school that's an easy way to control the run game, but seems like we've had more than a usual number of pickoff attempts. And here's another one consecutively from Rempe. Brown's quick. He's got some speed to him. Playing third base for Gretna East. And has a slightly larger than average lead, but nothing crazy. Rempe set again. First pitch of the at-bat to Modrell is chopped. Could this be two? They're 6-4 and 4-2-3. What a stretch over there at first base by Maddox Villamonte. He reached up and barely kept his toe on the bag, but the Cougars roll a 6-4-3 double play to end the third inning. Still no scores. We go to the fourth here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring Sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
3 innings complete, no score between Gretna East and Omaha Gross in the 4-versus-5 matchup here in the Class B State Tournament. Austin Orman, Nick Sainert with you. Still no score in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Grand Canyon. Huskers have had a couple of base runners, but haven't seriously threatened quite yet. Jordy Fromm doing her thing in the circle for Nebraska, throwing a first pitch strike to every batter she's faced. Here in the Class B State Tournament, leading off for Omaha Gross, it'll be 2-3-4, Behar, Johannek, and Legner. Behar reached on what was ruled as an error back in the first before he was gunned down stealing. Nenneman's first pitch of the fourth inning in for a strike. Just an 8-pitch third inning for Nenneman, as Gross was pretty aggressive. Second pitch to Behar on the way. He swings and ropes that one back up the middle, but it hangs up. Sliding over to make the catch is the center fielder, Jensen Albers. Good piece from Mikey Behar, but not quite enough as he's retired for the first out.
I like the approach from both sides so far. Done a good job. They're understanding the zone right now, but also they're looking to hit. They'll eventually fall for both sides. It's just a matter of kind of feeling out process right now, I think, for both teams.
Here's Andrew Johannek. He's playing right field today. He walked back in the first inning. Takes a breaking ball knee high, strike one. Nenneman continues to land that breaking ball early in counts. Johannek this year has gone deep once. He's big, tall lefty as he watches the fastball trickle out of the zone, 1-1. Johannek, a .368 batting average this year, second on the team in runs scored behind only leadoff man Robbie Brennan. Nenneman brings home the 1-1. This one chopped over to first base, up and over the glove of the first baseman Nicholson. So Johannek is on. I'm going to call that one an error, and that was quickly up on the scoreboard. Johannek reaches on E3.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bad job by Nicholson over at first base. He got caught in between the hops. He could have taken a step back and fielded it above, had his glove flipped over and fielded it above his waist, but instead he kind of got caught in the middle and tried just to lean back, and it almost came up and popped him in the mouth.
1 out base runner for the Cougars. That brings up Logan Legner. He grounded out to second to end the first. Righty-righty matchup. Nenneman brings it home. Breaking ball flared to right. That's going to drop in for a hit. Legner better hustle. They didn't even look at first. Nick, with as shallow as that one was hit, the Griffins might have had a chance to get Legner at first, but they never looked that direction. So now back-to-back base runners. Am I crazy for thinking there might have been a play at first? If he comes up throwing?
I'm not going to call you crazy. I don't think you'd throw it to first. I'm not going to call you crazy, though.
You don't like to throw behind the runner, but as shallow as he's playing, Legner wasn't exactly booking it out of the box either.
I thought maybe he could have sprinted and caught that ball on the line.
Also that. but he did not. So first hit of the day for the Cougars off the bat of Logan Legner. He trails Johannek. 2 on, 1 out. The batter, Maddox Villamonte. Villamonte's made a couple nice defensive plays already for Gross. Another lefty. He digs back in. .315 batting average for the junior first baseman. Nanaman with a long peek back to Johannek at second base. Brings home the fastball. Villamonte gets underneath it, fouls it off down the third base line. 1-1. Chase Nanaman about to throw his 50th pitch here through 3 1/3 innings. Villamonte saved the 6-4-3 double play that ended last inning. Nanaman brings home the 1-1. That one's laced into the gap and down for a single. Albers over to cut it off. Here comes the relay throw. Cut off, not in time. Omaha Gross strikes first. Maddox Villamonte delivers an RBI single. It's 1-0 Cougars.
You go back to that error, that's the run that scored. It's not the single. It's not even that gap shot that Villamonte just hit. It's Johannek who got on base via an error on the first baseman on a fairly routine ground ball.
The error by Nicholson leads to a run, and now we will have a mound visit by head coach Daryl Everhart. Let's go ahead and step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be back to the Class B state tournament next on the ticket.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Conference complete after Omaha Gross takes a 1-0 lead with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. I'm Austin Norman. He's Nick Sainert. Runners on the corners now. Villamonte at first, Legner at third. And Braden Stanek, the designated hitter for Omaha Gross, up to bat. Stanek swings, drills that one to the gap. It's going to hang up in the air. Will it be deep enough to score? Albers underneath it. The lefty is just going to throw to second base. There will be no relay throw home. Braden Stanek comes through with a sacrifice fly, and Omaha Gross leads 2-0 in the 4th.
Good job by Stanek, not trying to do too much. Found a pitch he could hit, drove it hard to the right side. Hypothetically speaking, even if that's on the ground, he probably feels like he might be able to beat out a double play opportunity, and just trying not to do too much with it. Do your job, extend the lead. You're up 2-0 now.
Good situational baseball has Omaha Gross on top of Gretna East 2-0 in the 4th. Neneman's next pitch, a breaking ball that missed up to Kaio Rempe, the man on the mound for the Cougs. Rempe, that's right-handed. Jumps out of the way of a breaking ball that snaps back down into the zone, 1-1. Neneman's got a few Cougars flinching with that breaking ball. He has shown good command and control. Goes back to it again. Rempe stepped out with that back foot, but fouled it off down the first baseline while doing so. Good reminder to those young players might be listening out there. Dive in. Won't hurt for long. Neneman now ahead in the count, 1-2 with 2 outs. Surrendered 2 runs in the inning. Neneman with a long look over to Villamonte at first. He pauses, collects, fires home a breaking ball. Villamonte on a delayed steal is going to swipe second base. Throw goes into center field, but Albers is there backing it up. So Villamonte remains at second base, but there he is in scoring position. We'll see if Kaio Rempe can help himself out.
Nicholson's got to get involved in this game here. He's over at first base, quiet as a little church mouse, as they say. The runner goes, and he just, no words were said.
Here's the 2-2, swung on, poked over the head of the second baseman. Villamonte's going to make the turn, and he's going to score the 3rd run of the inning. Kaio Rempe does help his cause. He comes through with a little flick of the wrist into shallow center field, and Omaha Gross has put up a 3 spot. Good 2-strike hitting from Kaio Rempe coming through with an RBI single. Tough one there for Neneman. Nick made a decent pitch, but caught just enough of the plate for Rempe to flick it over.
Yeah, it just does the job. This has just been kind of the pass the baton type of inning for these guys. It's been a good job putting up a crooked number here in the top of the fourth. And it looks like we have a courtesy runner at first for the pitcher.
That we do. We'll tell you the number when we're able to see it.
Looks like number 42, Anthony Bogdanovich.
I think he's a cousin of Bojan and Bogdan from the NBA. At least I'm pretty sure. Neneman brings home a first pitch breaking ball missed up, 1-0.
What was I trying to say there?
Bogdanovich?
Maybe. Bogdanovich. We've said a lot of names these last couple of days. We got a lot more to say next week, too.
And that's only going to get worse once we see new teams. Neneman's fastball misses up and out, 2-0. Turned around in disgust after missing with that one. Neneman laboring a little bit this inning. He had an 8-pitch third. He's now up to 16 pitches in the fourth and 3 runs on the board. 2-0 fastball hits the corner, 2-1. 3 runs in the inning for Omaha Gross. They're still alive. Bigsberger, the batter, he flew out to left in the second. Bigsberger got caught reaching for the breaking ball. Nicholson's going to drift just beyond the coach's box and make the catch for the third out of the inning. 3-0 Omaha Gross. They take advantage of an error and a few singles to lead it 3-0. We'll be back with the home half of the fourth on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey Lincoln, this summer Bright Lights is hitting a big one, 40 seasons strong. For 40 summers, they've been helping kids learn, build, create, and explore through hands-on STEAM camps. And now you can step up to the plate. Give $40 to celebrate 40 summers during Give to Lincoln Day 2026. Your donation helps provide top-notch camps, amazing instructors, and scholarships so every kid gets a chance to play, to learn, and to grow. If Bright Lights has ever made an impact on your family, this is your moment. Donate today at brightlights.org. Bright Lights, 40 summers in and just getting warmed up.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Omaha Gross strikes first in the top of the fourth. We're halfway through here in the second game of the Class B State Tournament here at Warner Park. Austin Orman and Nick Sainer with you. Gretna East looking to respond. They are the 4 seed here in the tournament. They've got the heart of their order. 4, 5, 6, Cool, Albers, and Woodson due up. Nick, there's been traffic on the bases for Gretna East in both innings so far. Griffins just haven't been able to scratch across a run. Rempe's first pitch swung on and fouled back over our heads. He jumps ahead of Cool, 0-1.
Well, and give credit to, that's just good baseball, right? Like you look at the plays that they made to end the last inning, the third inning. A nice double play that was turned by Gross Catholic. Get out of that inning.
Rempe quickly back to work. Brings home the 0-1. That's a beautiful breaking ball over the outer edge, 0-2. Colton Cool playing shortstop for Gretna East today. 314 average coming into the state tournament. Rempe really tried to aim that breaking ball. Couldn't land it, 1-2. Rempe comes set at his belt. He's into his windup. He'll fire the 1-2 fastball way high. Good snag by the catcher, 2-2. Rempe starting to work with a little more rhythm, a little pep in his step after he provided the third run of last inning on an RBI single and continues the trend there with a strikeout, helping his own cause. He gets Cool down, waving and whiffing at a breaking ball for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. A little bit of a floater, a little bit of a hanger, not as sharp as some of the other breakers we've seen, but effective enough to get the job done. That brings up Jensen Albers. Albers, the center fielder, struck out to end the first with 2 runners in scoring position. Albers squares to bunt. Third baseman was playing deep. Albers was out of the box. Didn't see it make contact before he left. 0-1. Albers plenty of speed as he mans center field for Gretna East. Waves at a breaking ball, 0-2. Long, deep breath for Albers as he needs to collect himself before he steps all the way into the inside chalk of that batter's box. Rempe's 0-2, swung on, poked through the right side. Jensen Albers down 0-2 in the count. Swings one through, guides it through. He's aboard with a 1-out single. That'll bring up Carter Woodson. Woodson popped foul to first, leading off the second inning. Woodson a righty. 289 batting average this season. Piece waiting for the call from the dugout on the pitch comm. Now he's got it relayed. Rempe comes set. Closed off stance from the first base side of the rubber. There goes Albers. Good throw by Capice, but not in time. Albers got a great jump, and he swipes second easily.
Yeah, Capice made a nice throw. The problem is that catchers, they have strong enough arms, but they just throw off their back foot because they just try to fling it down there. He had a strong enough arm to get it there. There's just no momentum behind it. You can get a little bit of a head start if you start moving your momentum towards that second base bag instead of throwing off your back foot, similar to like a quarterback.
Some of that is, to your point, communication from the infield. Let your catcher know he's going. That one swung on and hit well to left field. Albers is going to get the wave. He will score without a throw, and Carter Woodson delivers. Gretna East gets one back in the bottom of the fourth.
Really nice piece of hitting there by Carter Woodson. Took a fastball there just over the shortstop's head into left field. Nice hit there. You're not going to get anything to travel with this wind blowing directly. You got to start putting some solid swings on it, just like Carter Woodson did there.
That was a good, solid piece. So Woodson is aboard at first. 1 run now on 5 hits for Gretna East. Into the box strides Colton Nicholson. He had the error that catalyzed the inning for the Cougs last half. Rempe brings it home. Breaking ball cut on and missed. 0-1. Another slower, loopier breaking ball out of Rempe. I like the aggression, though, Nick, from Nicholson, knowing it was going to hang. Rempe, long look to his catcher, Capice. Now he'll come set. Woodson got caught jumping. He stutter stepped too far off the bag, and Kyo Rempe picks him off of first. Great timing on that pickoff move.
Yeah, caught him as he started to extend, and it looked like Woodson was going to go with the first movement as soon as he saw some air under that left heel of Rempe, the pitcher. Rempe was able to read it. Nice job.
And now Rempe is ahead of Nicholson 0-2 after a breaking ball was fouled off just to our right. Base is empty after Rempe picks off Woodson. And he's way up on Nicholson 0-2. Fastball just off the plate, 1-2.
Love the location, just off the plate. That might have been a gift by the home plate umpire there.
That was a strike for Caleb Davis earlier today. Different guy behind home plate, though. This one chopped to third. On it with no issues is the third baseman. Legner across the diamond to Villamonte. Had to come off the bag up the line, but he secures it and tags Nicholson for the final out of the inning. Gretna East adds 1. They're down 3-1 as we head to the 5th here at Warner Park in the Class B state tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in to Werner Park. Gretna East and Omaha Gross doing battle in the 4 versus 5 matchup. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer here. Call to the bullpen for Gretna East. Chase Neneman's day is done. They turn to junior lefty Andrew Barada. Barada, 36 strikeouts coming into this game. Much different look. Shorter and not quite as much velocity as the taller righty Neneman had.
Not to change subjects, do you know if at the regionals they get to keep the softballs if they go in the stands?
I would hope so. Softball isn't quite a shoestring budget sport, but my guess is that they would need to be returned. I think I'd try to sit on it if I caught one, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Jordy Fromm just sat down Jada Cooper, who was kind enough to spend some time with us on the air yesterday.
Yeah. Jordy, 8 Ks in 10
batters.
Yeah, in 10 batters, 8 strikeouts.
I've been told she's pretty good.
Are we approaching like a Carrie Wood type of day for her today?
I don't know.
She's thrown 15 consecutive strikes.
That's pretty solid as well.
My goodness.
Batting for Grand Canyon now, Trinity Martin, who also spent some time with us on the air yesterday.
How about the folks from Grand Canyon? They told me where their hotel was. The NCAA did them dirty. That's all I'm going to tell them. That's all I'm going to say. The NCAA, they're not staying downtown. Grand Canyon doesn't get to stay downtown. Wow. Now you have Big Ten track and field going on, right, in Lincoln. Louisville's staying downtown. I saw South Dakota is as well, as we do have a baseball game going on right now. It's 1-2.
Barada missed with his first fastballs, come back with a couple strikes. He's ahead of Brandon Hempel, 9-hole hitter for Omaha Gross. The 1-2 fastball nearly hit Hempel. He tried to turn into it, but just missed him, 2-2.
But yeah, Grand Canyon was telling me they had to fly commercial into Omaha. And all I will say is that their hotel is in Lincoln, just not downtown.
Barada's 2-2 fouled off the top of the netting by Hempel, made its way all the way back here to the press box. There are plenty of hotels with good access to 180, which makes it not a far drive downtown.
Sure.
But when everyone else is downtown,
yeah,
just looks a little different. Hempel watches that one. Now it's a full count.
Well, they're not even it's not like they're the lowest seed in this regional either.
Yeah, what gave South Dakota preference over Grand Canyon? Who's
not 9 strikeouts for Jordy Fromm, by the way.
Barada walks Hempel, wins the battle. So Hempel on to begin the 5th with a walk. I feel like Kevin Harlan doing some multitasking, multi-game calling over here.
I know.
Kevin Harlan's a bunch more exciting than I am, though, so I'm not trying to confuse myself for him.
Hopefully we don't have a streaker. We did talk about a shirtless guy yesterday.
Luckily, he stayed in the stands.
He did stay in the stands, but wasn't it? Oh, that's a
Barada balked. Mad at himself, never disengaged.
Yep. But wasn't that like the Super Bowl or something, where it was like the shirtless guy and he went viral for having like the shirtless guy conversation?
Yes, I believe so.
Because it was on the radio.
Yeah.
Radio, the purest form of sports broadcasting.
Amen to that. All right, so Hempel's at second base after a walk and a balk. Squaring to bunt is Robbie Brennan. Fastball high, he pulls back 1-0.
See if somebody for Gross here can do their job, right? You had guys answering the call in the 4th inning there. You surrendered a run in the bottom of the 4th. You're up 3-1 right now. You've been able to take advantage of some Gretna East mistakes. Now can you incite some pressure here on your own self?
Brennan gets the bunt foul, 1-1. I know you square up and you open up. Brennan seems very far open with his stance for this bunt, though. Got some flames on his bat, at least on one side of him. Been swinging the hot stick all year, as his batting average is .371. Early square again. Barada brings it home, pops back to the screen and foul on the bunt attempt, 1-2. We'll harp on it all week. Can you do a job? I will say I'm not sure I love the bunt call here, given that the runner's already in scoring position. The guy's a near 400 average.
Yeah.
You're still in the fifth.
I like
you have plenty of time. He scores on a single anyway.
This is where you and I differ, Austin. We'll go back and forth on this. I'll happily go back and forth. Now,
the breaking ball bounces.
Barada's got to throw something in the zone here. They got to be competitive.
I understand in high school baseball why you would have the thought, but I also think if you can't trust the top of your order to hit a single, it doesn't feel great.
Well, I don't think it's lack of trust. I think it's more you trust them to do their job and be willing to sacrifice their AB.
Here comes the 2-2, misses high with a fastball. Count runs full 3-2.
Now, granted, it's all our entire conversation's mute if he ends up walking here on this 3-2 pitch, and then they bunt him over.
Which I suppose in that case, yes, the bunt becomes more likely again, both to scoring position. That one chopped to third. It's going to eat up the third baseman. Can you recover? He gets the ball. That's Kason Brown. Took it off the chest, but the speedy Brennan legs it out. That's going to go down as an E5 on Kason Brown. Kept the ball on the infield, but had every opportunity to record an out. So first two batters have reached here in the fifth against Drew Barada. Third error already for the Griffins.
Yeah, Gross, 3 runs on 3 hits. Gretna East, 1 run on 5.
Nicholson's crept way far in as Behar squares to bunt. That's going to be a beauty.
Bunt.
He gets it down. He's going to bunt for a base hit.
Oh, no.
And now Barada flips the ball into left field. No one's covering third. The throw home is late. Behar sneaks to second. Disaster scenario for Gretna East. A bunch of heads being buried in gloves. Not a thing of beauty for Gretna East. That worked about as well, if not better, than Omaha Gross could have possibly drawn that up.
I mean, and it all starts with the unbelievable bunt by Behar. I mean, that is foul. I brought up foul or perfect yesterday. That is as foul or perfect as you can get. It had great speed and direction off the barrel. Unbelievable job by Mikey Behar. The third baseman was in a conflicting position to where he had to decide, do I vacate the bag and make the play at first, or do I go ahead and retreat to the bag and hope that the pitcher can throw it my way? He then changed his mind. The third baseman for Gretna East, who is Kason Brown, was planted and pivoted at the base and then moved forward because at the last moment he's like, okay, I am going to go grab this ball. And well, the pitcher obviously thought that he was still planted at third base. He just underhood and flipped it, thought he was trying to make a play. It goes through the legs. And my goodness, as you mentioned, disaster, as now Gross Catholic has runners on second and third with less than 1 out.
Barada's probably got to know enough and recognize the runner's close enough just to put it in his pocket at that point. But then, Nick, even in left field, came up throwing, fired home. Had either Brown or Barada turned around at third, they might have been able to get the runner there. Yeah. As the trail runner, Brennan, runs pretty well, but would have been out by 20 or 30 feet had the throw gone to third base. Instead, it goes all the way through, and Behar, minding his P's and Q's, takes second base. So still nobody out in the inning, a pair of runners in scoring position, and a 4-1 lead as Omaha Gross gets the run right back. After that excitement, here comes Andrew Johannek. 3-hole hitter playing right field, wearing number 23. 370 batting average coming in. The infield's drawn in for Gretna East. Johannek squares to bunt. Now the runner, Brennan, is caught in no man's land. He's in a rundown. He's staying in a pickle. Behar's going to get to third. Brennan got caught way off the base as Johannek squared to bunt. Couldn't get it down on a pitch that was well out of the zone. So Gretna East is able to record an out. And vitally for them, Nick, it's the lead runner.
Yeah, and they're fortunate because here's the deal. So that was Brennan, as you mentioned, that was tagged out in the rundown. The catcher, Carson Herman, is very fortunate that when he just got up and chucked it down the third base line, that Brennan didn't just take a beeline straight for home plate. He threw behind the runner. You got to run him back to third. You run him back to third, there's probably a pretty good chance there that Mikey Behar is not able to get up to third base and you still tag him out. It's just little details like that. Now the runner is 90 feet away instead of maybe being 180 feet.
Infield still in as Johannek takes a fastball over the outer edge, 1-1. Lefty-lefty matchup.
That's the thing is, you get into a situation like that on a rundown where you see a runner commit too far off the bag, and guys will just automatically chuck it down to that base, and they'll throw behind the runner. Well, if you're only 45 feet away from the next bag, go ahead and commit. Just take a straight beeline to the next base because they're throwing behind you, and then, obviously guys start to freak out and the moment gets too big.
By the time there's a catch, a transfer, another throw, and a tag, bang, bang, and you might not even like your odds. So it's 2-1 now as Johanic swings through a fastball, 2-2.
Sometimes that's the situation at first on to second is, the guy will get too large of a secondary lead and the catcher will just chuck it to the first base bag and the runner can just go to second because at that point you're making two full 90-foot throws and the runner just needs to run about 70 feet.
Barada brings home the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good response there from Drew Barada as he gets Johanic down swinging for the second out of the inning. Be big, Nick, for Gretna East if they're able to limit this damage to just that one run. But they're not out of the woods yet. Here comes Logan Legner. Legner singled, came around to score on the RBI sac fly. Actually, no, that would have been the single by Rempe that he scored on. My apologies. Fouls off the first pitch. He's down 0-1.
Let it be known, this inning started with a leadoff walk and then an error.
A walk, an error. We've had a single with an error tacked on. Legner gives the bat a waggle. Got platoon advantage against the lefty. That fastball ran in on his fist. He fights it back to the screen, 0-2. 21st pitch of the inning coming from Drew Barada. He's way ahead in the count, 0-2, with a chance to limit the damage.
What are the chances I can get this Lemonade guy's attention that we want one up here?
How about I just handle the bottom of the inning, you go get one?
No. I'm more so, it's more about the bit. He's walking straight up our stairs. It's just a matter of if he looks up here.
I can only assume he's not trained to look this far up, so I think your odds are slim, but I won't say it's impossible. As Legner swings through a fastball, letter high, he's down for the third out of the inning. Gretna East responds. They hold the Cougars to only one run, but the Cougars get that run back here in the visitors' fifth. We'll be back with more Class B state tournament action on the ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-1 our score, 4.5 innings complete here at Warner Park. Austin Orman, Nick Sainer with you. Kyle Rempe climbs the hill yet again for Omaha Gross. He will be facing hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the Gretna East lineup. That'll be Silman, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Haydick, who's 0 for 1 with a pop out to shortstop. And Kason Brown, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Silman, lanky lefty in against the shorter righty, Rempe. Rempe taking his time. Now we're ready to go. Brings home a fastball, dropped by his catcher, 1-0. Looked like a pretty good pitch at a pretty good spot, except for Capisi's drop. Did not give his pitcher the benefit of the doubt on a pitch that didn't miss by that much. Nebraska softball just took a 1-0 lead on a Hannah Core triple. We'll have softball postgame for you following the conclusion of this game. It's 1-0 Nebraska in the fifth. Back in the 5th inning here at Werner Park, Silman takes a strike, counts 1-1. Kyle Rempe helped his own cause. He had an RBI single back in the 3rd. Silman rolls over this one, should be a routine 4-3. That it is. Kyle Rempe, 3 pitches in and out here to begin the home 5th.
There is no movement in that Gross bullpen right now. Never mind. As soon as I speak, they run 3 guys out to the bullpen. So there you have it. Just bad timing.
Technically, there is still no action in the bullpen.
Yeah, there's no action.
There's
in
action
the bullpen.
moving toward the bullpen.
Yeah, maybe they won't even start warming up yet. If I'm them, I probably don't even start warming up just yet.
Things can turn on a dime at the state tournament, as we've seen throughout the first day and 3 quarters, give or take. But Rempe has, for the most part, cruised. 1 run on 5 hits allowed. Now he faces Hayduck, fires him a fastball. 0-1. Hayduck wearing number 14. He's a junior outfielder. 7 for 32 at the plate this year. He awaits the 0-1. That's a breaking ball that Hayduck extends the arms and pops foul. Quickly ahead in the count. 0-2 is Rempe. Rempe still under 65 pitches here through 4 1/3 innings. You would think he'd be able to give at least another inning here if he continues to cruise like this. Rempe is ready to bring home the 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball cut on, fouled, and caught by Capice. The strikeout of Hayduck, and 2 down quickly in the bottom of the 5th. Nick, how much can you use a catcher practice foul tips?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Can't?
It's more just being able to wrist strength, forearm strength, things like that. There's so much speed and direction that goes into it. I feel like it's got to be difficult.
Lineup flips over now for Gretna East. Here's Kason Brown, 0 for 1 with a walk. Fouls off the first pitch, might have clipped someone behind the plate. Brown had a nice piece his first at bat. It was a diving catch by Brennan that robbed him of extra bases. He then walked and was thrown out on the bases in the 3rd. It's his 3rd at bat of the day in the 5th. Watches a breaking ball float low, 1-1. Omaha Gross fans object.
There's a good contingent of folks at the ballpark today.
Omaha Gross fans have really filled in with a nice student section in front as well, as Brown rips that one to left, but settling under it for the 3rd out is Brennan. Another good swing, but no result for Kason Brown, and Kyle Rempe is through 5 clean innings. We head to the 6th. It's 4-1. Omaha Gross leading Gretna East. We'll be back with more Class B action on the ticket.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure the kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-1, Omaha Gross leads Gretna East. Cougars coming to bat here in the top of the 6th. They'll be facing their 3rd pitcher of the afternoon as Gretna East has relieved Drew Barada of his duties after just 1 inning. New man on the mound is senior righty Andrew Dowd wearing number 3. I'm Austin Norman, but with the call of the 6th and 7th, Nick Sainer.
Austin Norman, thank you, my friend. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, due up in the top of the 6th, Villamonte, Stanek, and Rempe for the Gross Catholic Cougars, as a contingent of students from Gross Catholic is returning to their seats with some snow cones. It's a warmer and humid day at the ballpark. It's a little sticky. I think there's some severe weather on the doorstep, but it's going to miss us plenty of time. I think I saw around the 9 to 10 o'clock hour in the city of Lincoln. Everybody be okay with being home for that time being.
More unfortunately, the Royals and Cardinals are delayed by weather right now.
Oh,
I
geez,
was attempting to
just ruin my day
to triple screen things with Nebraska softball, Royals baseball, and obviously Class B baseball.
Yeah,
but alas, I'm only double screening it.
Now that you mention it, I just in my day, I just naturally felt something was not right, and it's the Royals weren't playing. That's right.
Well, the Royals have a chance to beat the Cardinals for you, so
that's true. Cubs started the crosstown series last night, beat the Chicago White Sox. Nico Horner showed he might be the best defensive second baseman in the game.
At least this side of Michael Massey.
Yeah, for sure. As this 0-1 offering is grounded to the shortstop, fielded cleanly, an inaccurate throw to first, and it's going to be a leadoff base runner here for Gross Catholic as Villamonte, fortunately enough, on the error by the shortstop. How about that? Not 2 errors, not 3, not 4, but 5 errors now for Gretna East. And Gretna East has half as many errors as Jordy Fromm has strikeouts.
I don't know which half of that sentence is more incredible.
I know. She just got her 11th. So now less than half, but still. We are going to have a courtesy runner, it appears, or rather a pinch runner. Villamonte is going to be able to sub back into the game. It's going to be number 12, Colin Hempel. So Hempel, the freshman, will enter into the game for the time being. He's quite a bit shorter than the first baseman, Villamonte, also lacks in quite a bit of experience in comparison to Villamonte. So I'd take guesses that in the next half inning, we will see Villamonte back out there, man in the bag at first. Stepping into the box, it's going to be the designated hitter, Braden Stanek, who squares bunt. It's going to be bunted back to the pitcher. He will try to throw it to second. It goes into center field, and the errors continue to pile up for Gretna East. Now that's their 6th error of the day. My goodness. And that one, it goes on the pitcher, the new guy, Drew Dowd.
I think that's the right idea to throw to second base. He got in plenty of time. It was pretty well back to him, just airmailed the throw into center.
An uncharacteristic of days for the Gretna East Griffins and head coach Daryl Everhart. Runners on first and second for for Gross, rather, as the first pitch of the at-bat is a ball.
Yeah, it was low.
It was a ball, 1-0. So here we go. Kyle Rempe squaring to bunt, trying to see if he can help himself out. Instead, he gets a rather unfavorable strike call outside. It'll be 1-1. One ball, one strike. First baseman charges in as Rempe shows bunt, and that one is outside. I have it 2-1.
As do I. As does the home plate official.
Yes, the home plate umpire does have 2-1.
And now so does the scoreboard.
There we go. Somebody get a hold of Norm over there in the on the press box. Quick pick to second base. Back in plenty of time was Hempel.
Even legends miss a pitch or two.
I know. Norm handles the scoreboards for the College World Series. He handles it for the obviously state baseball for the Omaha Storm Chasers, for the Omaha Mavericks. Has a nice bunt down the third base side, fielded on the bare hand by the pitcher, and it's thrown over to first in time, but Kyle Rempe does his job, sacrifices. It's 1-3 on the put out for out number 1, and advancing 90 feet are both runners. Hempel to third and Stanek to second.
Two big, seemingly insurance types runs here, Nick. Obviously still 6 outs to work with for Gretna East as the home team, but with the way this offense has kind of been sputtering for these last couple innings, even 1 run feels big here, but with 2 in scoring position, a big chance for Omaha Gross to start feeling really good about where this game is at.
We have a pinch hitter. It's Tyler Waring. Tyler Waring, number 22 for Gross Catholic. The junior hits .240 on the season. Hits from the left side. He's hitting for Cale Biggs Berger, who was 0 for 2 today.
Now we have a point to the bullpen.
I think the door is open.
Oh, it is slightly ajar. Good call.
Or
someone going to come run?
Somebody are they seriously calling somebody from the bullpen to run?
Someone is about to jog in from the bullpen.
It was a catcher. It was the bullpen catcher that took his gear off. No way.
We're not going to be running for the guy on third, are we?
Well, you've already
pinch
subbed.
runner.
Yeah, he's already been the pinch runner.
Supposed to. Oh, I'm going to have him grab a bat for Hempel.
Maybe
as the next batter.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks like.
So they had to put him on deck. That's the situation there.
All right, this is understandable.
The lemonade guy got a refill on lemonades, by the way.
He's still not looking over here.
Looks like he's got strawberry, blueberry, and regular. Are you a flavored lemonade guy?
Oh, lemonade's good in pretty much all its forms. I'll probably go with regular over any of them. But because they advertised with us those frosted lemonades from Amigos.
Yeah, those
were
good.
God.
Yeah, those were good. Strike one called to the pinch hitter, number 22, Tyler Waring.
That bullpen catcher, Vincent Cortinas. Good hustle.
Catchers don't run, man. That was impressive. The 0-1 offering swung on and flied foul left side. And it'll be 0-2 on Tyler Waring, the pinch hitter for Cale Bigsberger.
If you're Waring, get called on to pinch hit here. You've been cold all day, maybe some jogs up and down. Find a way to extend this at bat. Now that you're down 0-2, can you find a way to put the ball in play, at least have a productive out?
No balls, 2 strikes here to Tyler Waring. The pitch inside, almost to the backstop. Good stop behind the dish by Carson Herman.
Necessary stop as well. That would have been a free run and a free 90 feet that a productive out still helps.
Infield playing on the grass. Going to try to cut down the run at home, potentially. Strike 3 called as Tyler Waring comes in and watches 4 pitches. 3 of them are strikes, and the bat's does not come off his shoulder as that's a backwards K for out number 2. That brings up, as we mentioned, the gentleman that was running from the bullpen, Vincent Cortinas, a junior catcher, 154 batting average. He's got to report to the home plate umpire. There it is. There's our signal, and we'll get ready to go. Outs in the top of the 6th inning. 4-1 Gross Catholic on top of Gretna East right now in the top of the 6th.
Infield can obviously move back now with 2 outs, which is the value of that 1-out strikeout there from down. Key to get Waring to go down without putting the ball in play.
This one chopped on and fouled. No balls, 1 strike coming up here to Cortinas. Vilmonte's runners at third as this one's grounded to the first baseman, and it'll be touching the bag for out number 3. So my point I was going to make about the base runners does not matter. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score, Gross Catholic 4, Gretna East 1. We'll step aside, come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
Ball tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It is Warner Park, the site for the Class B state baseball tournament. We'll take tomorrow off from calling any games on the state baseball circuit. State baseball won't even be played tomorrow. Everybody gets the off day. Monday, we come on back out, and we'll be out here for 4 games. Now, here's the deal. It's 4-1, and if you're Gretna East, you have 6 outs to work with. Due up. This is the inning to do it, more than likely. Kyle Rempe back out there for another inning of work. Carson Herman, Kobe Madrell, and Colton Cool due up, 2, 3, 4 hitters. As the first pitch of the at-bat to Carson Herman is a strike, 0-1. I think, we talked about approach at the plate mentality type of thing. It feels like Gretna East has just not been very aggressive at the plate. As the breaking ball leaned in, no, they're going to say it hit him. So he will award first base. I thought it looked like, from my vantage point, we're pretty directly behind first base or behind home plate. I thought it looked like with that elbow guard, you got to be careful because the guys will actually invite the pitch to hit them because you don't feel it on that elbow guard.
Yeah, I understand the.
You think
the
it's
rule.
you think it's a clear one? It was hit by pitch.
I think he did move up into it, but I also think it's okay.
Sure.
I think maybe umpires are a little too strict with that sometimes where, maybe he chicken winged it a little bit, but you can make the argument that he was into his swing, and maybe as he went here, he ticked the elbow up a little bit, but it's not like he's just
work on his swing.
Jumped up into it.
He's got to work on his swing then.
Well, has not been a great day for Herman at the plate, so he could have said that anyways.
Here's Kobe Madrell, the DH, as the first pitch of the at-bat is upstairs 1-0.
Now, if you're Rempe, you've missed there 3 straight times. Got to fix it quick.
1 ball, no strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But runner on first. This one roped down the left field line, but foul. And on the field level sweet. Somebody's going to have to go grab that.
Back to your point on the Gretna East offense, not sure exactly what their plan has been. Haven't seen a lot of pitches here in the 6th. I have that as Rempe's 70th pitch, so it's not like they're being even patient in a good way. They haven't really extended at bats. They haven't tried to drive the ball, haven't really gotten on top of it. I'm not sure exactly what their approach has been. They've let hanging breaking balls go by. They haven't triggered on early fastballs in hittable counts. And I think some of that's on Gretna East, but you want to give Rempe credit too. Maybe not the most orthodox style of pitcher. Gretna East has not been able to pick him up or figure out how they want to attack him.
Yeah, if you would have asked me back in the early innings, like the second or so inning, which pitcher is going to last longer in today's game, I think we would have said Neneman. He just had better pace, as this one's roped through the 5-6 hole for a base hit, and they'll go station to station. Now they will try to take third, as the throw is going to be not in time, safe, as a nice job by the courtesy runner, number 8, Nolan Iverson. As he went from first to third, he saw that the left fielder bobbled it, and he was able to slide into third safely, and now Gretna East has something cooking in the home half of the 6th.
Really aggressive read over there by Iverson. The only way he makes it is if he doesn't slow down. The throw did beat him to third base, but the tag was applied a little bit too slowly. Really good job of sliding to the home plate side of the third base bag to give himself just that extra split second half step to get around and beat the tag.
So we have a conference on the mound. It looks like they, for the time being, going to stay with Kyle Rempe.
Well, Cortinas did run out.
He did.
Back to the bullpen there between innings. So it's been quite the journey for him getting his steps in. The pitcher warming up in the bullpen did not have his bullpen catcher available, which is why Cortinas booked it back down there. So starting to throw in earnest now.
Umpires breaking up the party.
A good hustle by our home plate ump getting back here.
Yeah. Look at this.
He's got a home plate to clean off.
I know. All right, we're ready to play again. How about that? Every single coach out of the Gretna East dugout went and had a meeting at that time. Every single one.
Conference room, 5 minutes.
Yeah. All right, here we go. First pitch of the at-bat. Due up, Colton Cool. Runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. This one skied high into fairly routine depth in center field. It's caught. The throw home, and they're going to have to shuffle the Iverson back to third. It was not deep enough to score Iverson from third. Either that or he didn't get a good enough jump. But either way, no runs scored on that potential sacrifice fly.
Really good job of working back through that baseball out there in center field. I believe that is Cale Biggs-Berger that got reinserted defensively after Tyler Waring struck out. Did a good job keeping the throw low enough that the trail runner at first base couldn't retreat and then start heading to second base as well. A lot of emotion from Rempe there as he thought he had the DH Modrell picked off. But no, that was pretty textbook there, Nick. Villamonte did a good job of getting there in time to receive the relay throw. Would have been close at home, but with outs being as valuable as they are, I can understand Gretna East's reticence to send Iverson home.
That brings up Jensen Albers. Albers on the day singled back in the fourth, came around to score. So far, the lone run for Gretna East today. Runners at the corners, as it is Iverson at third and Modrell at first. No balls, one strike. Here's the pitch from Rempe. He's going to walk back and fake it again. He does it where he picks off, he lifts the leg, acts like he's throwing to third, and then throws back to first. And it's a legal move. He almost got it the first time.
Legal, not illegal.
It's
so people
a legal move. It reminds me of something that we used to do at Pius, and we had to call it from the dugout, but I mean, from actually the catcher. But essentially, it would be if runners were on the corners, you'd step off the rubber, and you'd have to step off the rubber. Step off the rubber. The first pick would be throw it to first, and the third baseman and catcher's job in that moment was to see if the runner at third extended when he threw to first, or if he stayed the same length or actually retreated back to the bag. And if he extended, the very next pitch, we would have the same exact play called. It'd be step off the runner, fake the throw to first, quickly turn and fire it to third. It worked often, and a lot of people thought it was a balk, but it never was because you step off the rubber and you fully disengage. But now that move is illegal. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Rempe. Inside, ball 1.
Good take, tough tape there by Albers. That's one that maybe you can try to yank down that right field line, but that's about it. If you're not quick enough with the bat, that's in on your fist and you're jammed.
The pitch from Rempe. It's a sky-high pop-up, shallow left field. The left fielder gets behind it. They're going to test the arm of the left fielder. It's an inaccurate throw, cut off. The throw to second is in time. The run did score. Iverson score and run will count, but Gross Catholic gets out of the inning on the outfield to cutoff man to second baseman, and that is out number 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. But Gretna East does get 1 run, and now they trail by 2. It's 4-2 going into our last inning, the top of the 7th, when we come back here on the ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back into Warner Park. It's the top of the 7th inning here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sandert alongside Austin Ortman. As back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, Tristan Gomez. We will have Nebraska softball post-game coverage. And the timing should match up decently well here, as it is the bottom of the 6th inning out at Bolin Stadium. Nebraska currently leads Grand Canyon 2-0. Grand Canyon is the home team in that one. I just saw a graphic flash up on the screen that Jordy Fromm has struck out every player in the GCU lineup today at least once.
Wow.
I mean,
oh, by the way, she just threw her 66th pitch.
That's
starting the 6th.
So deflating if you're an opponent.
How about this for Husker baseball? Jeter Worthley in left and Jet Buck DHing today, so Larry Fikes can be in the lineup to catch.
Wow.
The things you do when you've wrapped up the 2 seed in the Big Ten.
I did see Jeter Worthley. He has a 37-game on-base streak.
He's gotten some stuff figured out.
He had a home run yesterday.
All the time early, but he's really come on.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2 just upstairs to the number 1 hitter in the Gross Catholic lineup, Robbie Brennan. And so the count's full, 3-2. Yeah, there's a lot to like about some of the youth. They're going to go heavy JUCO guys again next year. We'll find out if they can continue this success. Jordy Fromm just struck out her 13th. What is that? So in 5 innings, 15, 16, so 13 of the 16 outs are strikeouts?
Yep.
For Jordy Fromm. I mean, one of the best ever. And this just cements it. Against a really good Grand Canyon team.
52 wins on the year. That's how good.
It was ball 3 to Robbie Brennan, so now we are full at 3-2. And it hits him. If you're going to hit him, he's saying, just hit me the first pitch. Don't make me stand there for the ball 4 and take it. All right, so there you go. As a leadoff base runner yet again for Gross Catholic. I said the timing should match up pretty well with our softball post-game coverage. Well, not if Jordy just continues to mow down the Grand Canyon lineup.
So at Kerry Woods, you brought that up back in the day. Kerry Woods' game was 21 out of 27.
Yeah. So it would be the equivalent as we get a bunt down here and throwing it to first base in time as the third baseman, Kason Brown. So Mikey Behar does his job yet again. He's had a pretty good day, Mikey Behar. Sacrifice moves the guy over to second base. 5-3 on the putout for out number 1. That brings up Andrew Johannek, the starting right fielder for Gross Catholic. You know, and I say that, and some national site's probably going to take that and run with it, and then it'll get a lot of clicks and it'll go viral, and I'll have to bring up she got her 14th. 14 out of 16, or 14 out of 17 now.
So for Jordy Ball, to strike out the same percentage of batters or better, it has to be 16.
Okay, so
you got to strike out 2 of the next 4.
2 of the next 4, which feels like it's a given. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. High pop-up. Into left center field. Both the left fielder and center fielder are racing over, and the center fielder makes it. And that's out number 2. F8 on the putout off the bat by Johannek for out number 2. That brings up the starting third baseman, Logan Legner. How about this? Jordy Fromm. We talk about getting on top of hitters. Jordy Fromm has pitched against 20 Grand Canyon batters today. First pitch strike, 17 of the 20.
Goodness.
She's also 1 strike away from getting another K.
Oh, you're a pitch ahead of me.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, after you watch that, she's probably going to be a strike away from another strikeout. Here it is 0-1.
I feel like you have the almanac from Back to the Future.
And no balls, 1 strike here to Logan Legner back here at Warner Park. The 0-1 is low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Logan Legner. Legner on the day, 1 for 3. He's grounded out, struck out, and singled.
Big insurance run floating out there 180 feet away.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. No, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Gross Catholic trying to extend on their 2-run lead. Here's the pitch to Legner. Swung on, fouled over our heads, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning. When Gretna East comes to bat in the home half, they will have hitters 6, 7, and 8 due up. And Gross Catholic will be 3 outs away from advancing.
I want to give Dowd a lot of credit for the way he steadied Gretna East after that chaotic 5th.
Here's a half-hearted approach and swing. And it goes foul to the right side. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. From Dowd, righty-righty matchup. Swung on, fouled back to the net yet again. We'll do it again. A lot of people don't know this about Jordy Fromm. Obviously, formerly Jordy Ball. The reason her name changed, like it all will happen with us, is you get married. Her husband, Trey Fromm, was a pretty standout baseball player for Elkhorn High School. Was initially, as this one's roped out to center field, it's going to hang up long enough. I'll finish the note on Trey Fromm right now. He initially, and correct me if I'm wrong, was supposed to go to Kansas State and ended up at Nebraska.
Because he started his career at JUCO
That's
before
correct.
transferring over.
That's correct. Because I remember when I played against him, he was supposed to go to Kansas State was the plan. But nonetheless, we are at the end of the top of the 7th inning after the line out to the center fielder, as that'll do it for the Gross Catholic half of the 7th. Now we move to the bottom of the 7th inning, 3 outs away, and Kaio Rempe back out there for the Gross Catholic Cougars to try to close it out. It'll be hitter 6, 7, 8 in the Gretna East lineup when we return.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back into Warner Park. It's our final game of the day as we are 3 outs away from finding out the next round of matchups for Class B, at least one side of the bracket. The winner of this game gets Scott Catholic. The loser gets Lincoln Pius X. 4-2 your score. Gross Catholic. The first pitch of the inning from Kaio Rempe, who's trying to go a complete 7 innings, is a ball low and away.
Rempe just about to hit the 80 pitch mark. Incredible efficiency early on.
Yeah. Rempe's 1-0. Foul ball. 1-1.
And Nick, for Gretna East, at some point you were going to have to get through the bottom of your lineup in order to come around and tie this game. Would have been ideal if you could have gotten another run, maybe 2 scratched across there in the 6th inning, so you could have maybe 9-1-2 due up right here. But either way, 6, 7, and 8 would have had to have come through at some point. Now there's just a little bit more pressure with not the season, but the path through the state tournament closer down the line.
Breaking ball floats in there for a strike. Called strike 2, 1-2. Oklahoma State is 3 outs away from advancing to the 2-0 game, being the 2-0 team in the Stillwater Regional. Obviously, that's notable for the softball side because those 2 regional winners will match up with Lincoln. All right, here we go. Leadoff single into left field. Nice piece of hitting by Carter Woodson. And so now that brings up Colton Nicholson to the plate. Nicholson on the day, a strikeout in the second, grounded out to the third baseman in the fourth. Here's this one hit well into left field. Is the wind going to hold it up? It will. Colton Nicholson put some really good, I guess it'd be composite on that. Not wood. Composite on that. And flew out to the left fielder for out number one. You can't be disappointed with that one. You feel like if the wind's trending a different direction, that had a chance to get over.
Good swing, got the pitch he was looking for. Can't, like you said, ask for much more.
And a quick pickoff play to first base, and back in time is the runner. No balls, no strikes. First pitch of the at-bat. And before we do that, we're worried about the runner. This is where if you are head coach Jim Hempel for Gross Catholic, you're telling Kyle Rempe, hey, man, get the batter. This is where
that run doesn't mean anything right now.
It doesn't. Aaron Pickoff, that one's roped into right center field. That's down. That's going to find the gap. Running from first to third is going to be Woodson, and he strolls in standing up, and Gretna East is in business. Runners on the corners with just one out.
Another good piece of hitting. Took a fastball right where it was pitched, had to get out in front of it a little bit as it was middle in, laced it there to the right center field gap. Bottom of the lineup doing what it needs to do, Nick, just to give the top of the lineup a chance. That's really all you can ask for right now if you're Gretna East.
All right, Mason Hayduck. They do have a pitcher warming up, does Gross, in their bullpen. We're going to see if Kyle Rempe can close it out, though. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Inside, ball one. This is the 9-hole hitter, Mason Hayduck. He's flown out to the shortstop and struck out swinging today. Here's the pitch. No, catches the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not that I'm predicting this by any means, but I think back to last year, Chase Muckle, the 9-hole hitter, smaller player, similar stature here too. Hayduck coming through in a big way in the state championship game. If you're Hayduck, your job's to keep the line moving. Don't try to play the hero, but that's why we love baseball, because stuff like that can happen.
Is that coming our way? There it is. We were so close. It was close to us. We got to get a fish net or something like that to where we can just go out and scoop it. It's foul. It was nice right to us, though. Austin had half his body outside the window trying to catch that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Kyle Rempe is able to respond and get a swinging strikeout of Mason Hayduck. Now, here's the thing. I will say, if we ever got that foul ball opportunity, we better not biff it. or we can't botch it either. Like, you have to make the play. Because nothing's going to be more disappointing
than it hitting my fingertips,
than it hitting your fingertips and it not being a catch. Gross Catholic 1 out away from knocking off the higher seed, the 4 seed, Gretna East Griffins here. They lead at 4-2. The tying run is on first base. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. And the catcher has no clue where it's at. And because of that, now the runner from first base, Colton Silman, was able to move up 90 feet to second. Runners are on second and third with 2 outs.
You have to put Brown on first base here. Take a force at any base. Don't risk a wild pitch. The tying run's already – I guess he's the go-ahead run, so maybe don't put him on base. He's the winning run. But
we have a pause in the action.
Yeah, they're going to send him down.
They are.
Set up the force at any base.
I'm going to be honest with you. This feels risky. You are walking Kason Brown to get to Carson Herman, who is the catcher 2-hole, who we saw tear up opponent pitching last year in the state tournament.
Taking your chances with him today. He's grounded out, popped out and been hit by a pitch.
I
understand both sides of this one. I like the idea of a force at any base.
You just put the winning run on base, though.
Which is certainly risky, to your point. The way Rempe's been going, or if you get a fresh arm from the pen.
And this is my thing, though, is we're going to stay here. They're having a mound visit. We're going to debate this here because I think this is a good conversation. How important is that force at second base? That's essentially all you added. You added the opportunity to have a force out at second base.
He's gotten his fair share of those. Ball's on the ground. You can take it any direction.
Sure.
Again, you're right in that putting the winning run on base is
that's
probably
what
a bigger
seems.
sin.
If it wasn't the bottom of the seventh inning and we didn't see what we just saw earlier between Scott and Pius, then and you're choosing to keep Kyle Rempe into the game.
That's maybe the more surprising part to me. That after all this, I guess you ride the horse that brought you here.
All right, so bases are loaded. The tying run is at second. The game-winning run is at first. And stepping into the box, it's number 10, Carson Herman. On the season, been hitting at the top of the lineup for the Gretna East Griffins in that 2-hole. Here's the pitch on 1-0. Breaking ball, foul ball, just below us. It's 1-1.
Starts him off with the breaking ball. Herman saw it hang up in the zone. He was ready for it. Just got underneath it.
And I should say this. That is the first pitch of the at-bat because they intentionally walked Kaysen Brown. So it's 0-1, not 1-1. The scoreboard is wrong yet again. No balls, 1 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, low and away, ball 1.
The initial ball came from the first pitch there to Kaysen Brown.
Yeah. And maybe that's it. If you get Kaysen Brown to go fishing, maybe it's a different conversation. But starting out 1-0, maybe not. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Kyle Rempe steps off the rubber. The first baseman, Villamonte, has a couple of encouraging words with Kyle Rempe. 1 ball, 1 strike, and we're starting to feel the intensity similar to earlier. Titan. Breaking ball, hit on, swung on and hit well. Deep left field. The left fielder races back to the track, and he hauls it in. Carson Herman got every bit of that baseball as the wind was slightly blowing in. Back to home plate, and the catch is made on the warning track as Gross Catholic survives, and they knock off the 4-seed Gretna East Griffins in the first round of the Class B tournament. Let's step aside, come back in 60 seconds with a post-game show on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class B State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, it got almost real uncomfortable here as Carson Herman popped out, flew out to deep left field to the warning track, and it was hauled in for the final out of the ball game. But Austin, you look at that scoreboard, and there is one number that sticks out like a sore thumb as Gross Catholic beats Gretna East 4-2, and it's 6 Gretna East errors.
6 Gretna East errors certainly provides the margin, right? Especially there at the end where the Cougars were able to push that big inning of 3 runs across, then the insurance run in the 5th that they, probably ran themselves out of a little bit. Had second and third with nobody out and had an opportunity to add to the lead, where was unable to do so. The other number that stands out, though, Nick, is 8. Gretna East more than double, or they double up gross in hits, but the lack of situational hitting in a lack of approach, I think, from start to finish at the plate, on top of the lack of focus defensively, maybe a tough scoring decision here or there for Gretna East in the error column. But either way, even if it's just, I put in air quotes, 4 errors, Gretna East didn't play a clean ball game, right? They came into pretty evenly matched teams, obviously, in wild card points. We just had the 4 versus 5 matchup right here. Really disappointing showing from Gretna East, and that's, I think, what some of that conversation down there is in their post-game huddle, is guys were better than this, right? We're not the same team that won Class B last year, right? Same program. Plenty of you were around for it, but kind of felt like Gretna East, I don't want to say sleptwalked necessarily through all of this, but the energy, the intensity, the lack of, details were glaring early on in this one.
Well, and frankly, the program that Gretna East is going to have to go against played a very clean game for the most part defensively today, and that's Lincoln Pius the 10th. And we know their game plan, right?
Yeah.
And obviously Gretna East's game plan is not to commit 6 errors and still be able to win. But on a stage like this, they're magnified. The mistakes, the free passes, the errors, they are magnified. And so there you have it. For now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out of here. We're going to send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Nebraska softball is 1 out away.
Jordan got 15.
Yep, 1 out away from advancing to the 2-0 game tomorrow and having to be beaten twice on their home field, and basically making Grand Canyon have to play again later tonight. And so Jordy Fromm, as we mentioned, 15 strikeouts.
Career high, by the way.
Career high for her, as Nebraska's leading Grand Canyon 2-0. They have 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. So for now, let's send it to our 93.7 The Ticket studios right after this break to Nebraska softball post-game coverage with Tristan Gomez, Nick Wyman, and the crew. But that'll do it for us from Warner. Your final score, Gross Catholic 4, the Gretna East Griffins 2, here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we